Okay, so I'm happy to start. And for anyone joining late, we will be sending out the webinar in full at a later date as well. So a quick breakdown of the agenda. We're going to start off with a bit of an introduction into who we are, an intro into Google Local Service Ads, followed by a live demonstration of the product itself. And we'll then touch on best practice and eligibility for local service ads. And we will finish off with any questions that anybody has from the presentation that we're just about to give. So then, let's start off with who we are. Now, we are part of the Ad Investor team. Ad Investor is part of the Push Group, and we have been running traditional Google ads for the last 15 years, and we sit at the highest level of Google Premier Partnership. My name's Rab. I'm the Business Development Manager at Ad Investor, and my job is basically to help small and medium-sized businesses grow through their use of digital marketing. And I am joined on this call by my colleague, Renisha. Renisha, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Renisha. I am the Customer Success Manager at Ad Investor, so I'll be responsible for the onboarding and also making sure that you do receive the leads and the service that you should be getting.
Fantastic. So Renisha is the glue that holds us all together. So then let's get started. What are Google Local Service Ads? So Google Local Service Ads is Google's biggest launch in a decade. It's a new product that was launched here in the UK at the back end of 2020. It's been live in the US and Canada for the last 3 years, and it is a tried, tested, and proven way to help grow your business. It connects specific trades with their customers when they're searching for their services via Google. In contrast to sort of traditional pay-per-click ads, you are only paying for inquiries when people actually call your business. Traditionally, you would have people on pay-per-click would come across an advert, depending on what they were searching for, and that would take them to a website. And then based on the strength of your website, I suppose, that would determine whether they would then take that next action in terms of either calling or getting in contact with your business. Now, local service ads, I said, is brand new within the UK, so it represents a huge opportunity for trades like yourselves who previously haven't particularly been served that well by Google. And that also refers to the customers as well. How do they go out there and find a tradesperson that they can trust to carry out the work that they need? And by getting on Google Local Service Ads, it presents a huge opportunity to jump ahead of your competition that may be running paid adverts on Google already. So right now I'm going to take you to a quick demonstration of local service ads. And for those of you that are sort of old enough to remember the Yellow Pages, will know pretty well that with the advent of digital, Google basically destroyed their business model by, in effect, training us to search on Google anytime, we needed a local business or, helping your child with their homework when you don't know enough about Mother Teresa, as you should do. And what that means is basically those people that run a local business, your customers have been trained to search on Google. And if you're not there, then you're basically losing money and losing that opportunity to grow your business. So I'm going to act as the customer here, and I'm going to do a search for a roofer. And I'm going to use the near me term. I'm based out in Northwest London. And there you go, right at the top of the page, you can see 3 boxes, and these here are what Google Local Service Ads are. So you get that visibility above the traditional paid adverts that Google has been running for, the best part of over a decade. You also sit above the map listing and also above the organic searches as well. So if you've been running or trying to run Google Ads, you will find yourself relegated underneath local service ads. So that's a compelling reason to look at local service ads. But then also for those businesses that have tried it, maybe in the past, and haven't been able to get that visibility, local service ads should help you be able to get seen and ultimately deliver the services that you offer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just hovering over this first one here, 24/7 London City Roofing in Chiswick and Ealing. And you can straight away see that there's a rating of 5 stars, and they've got 3 ratings. And most importantly, you can see here they have a Google Guarantee badge. That Google Guarantee badge was introduced by Google to give consumers more confidence when looking to hire a service provider like yourselves. And it helps establish trust and gives you credibility, but also a strong reputation when it comes to your business and how it's viewed online. So I'm just going to click on this advert right now. And at this point, when a customer's clicked, you still haven't been charged anything. So once the customer's clicked on your advert, you're brought to a landing page, which is something that we would create on your behalf. On that landing page, you'll have a contact number, and this is the desktop view. Via the mobile view, customers would be able to just click on call, and it would connect straight through to your existing number there as well. So you can see they have some COVID-related warnings saying, yep, we are open, we are working. And the Google Guarantee badge showing providers with this badge are background checked and insured, which again helps give that credibility to the businesses on the platform. And they do offer ability to get your money back from Google should they not be happy with the work. Now, further down, you can see an overview. So we looked at roofers, and there are plenty of roofing job types. So everything from chimney repair to clean gutters, roof repair, roof installation. And you can put down you can choose your own job types that you offer. So when someone is making that search, in effect, they're making an informed choice whether to call you based on the services that you offer. Further down, you can see the areas that you serve. And if I click on See All, you can see this person here pretty much covers most of London, well, West London anyway, and even as far out as Reading. So another really good selling point of local service ads, it allows you to advertise in multiple locations, and ultimately your advert is only shown within these areas. So you wouldn't really be getting inquiries from outside your territories and therefore not incurring a cost. You have your opening hours, which again, if you have set hours like say 9 till 5 and you receive a call within that time, you are chargeable. Anything outside of those hours, it is in effect a free call for you. There's details on your insurance and the sort of level of insurance that you hold. And most importantly, what really makes this work and helps with your reputation is that they link existing Google My Business pages and your reviews to your landing page as well. But that, again, is part of the service that we offer in terms of management of the account. We would put all of this together for you. So again, you can see the reviews that are on there. And this service works by reviews in terms of the more you have and the more positive you have, the better visibility you have. And then also when it comes to your location, the proximity that you are to that customer that is searching will ensure that your advert appears. And that is Google Local Service Ads in a nutshell. So going back to our presentation, what are the big call outs? You appear at the top of the search results. You are only paying for calls rather than clicks. And it is a fixed cost per inquiry. So you can budget accordingly. And if you've got an marketing budget, you know that how much you can able to spend each month and not be able to breach that budget. There's the Google Guaranteed rating, which again gets you at the top of local service ads, and the ability to appear across multiple locations as well. Now, I'm guessing how much does this cost is the question that everyone's asking, and taking into account pay-per-click, the average cost per lead on Google Ads for trades like yourselves, so whether you're a plumber, a roofer, an electrician, window cleaner, the average cost works out at £52.98. And these are the pricings and cost per lead for the trades that are currently available to run local service ads. So you can see here, you've got carpet cleaning at a £5, electricians £14, HVAC, which is sort of your boiler installations, at a £5, plumbers 16, roofers 6, and like I said, they represent a huge saving on what traditional Google Ads delivers in terms of a lead after conversion. So that, like I said, is a great reason to try local service ads and ensure that, look, you can bring your advertising budget, you can cut it right down in terms of the leads. And it's definitely something that you should be trying, as we can see, if you don't, your competitors will. Moving on, we're now looking at best practice, and you should really just keep in mind the 3 R's. Those 3 R's are radius. So when you're looking to serve a local service ad, you need to make sure you're listing all the postcodes that you want your advert to appear in. In terms of reviews, like I said, reviews are king, and the more reviews you have and the more positive they have, the more people are encouraged to call your business for their needs. And then finally, responsiveness. Answer as many calls as you can, basically, as those people that engage with the service and answer the calls will be the ones that keep their positioning and ranking when it comes to the top 3 ads showing on Google. Now, you can, and there's a number of other things that you can utilize in terms of features on local service ads, but that's pretty much what we'll be doing for you. So adding all the relevant job types, highlighting things that are different and things you want to shout about on your landing page. We make sure that we do put photos on your landing page, as that's the difference between showing off your work and those people that haven't really set it up correctly. And then there'll be things around budgeting. So we'll give you training on how to manage your budgets, how to obtain as many leads as you possibly can do for the budget that you have. And then, like all Google products, they are consistently bringing out new features and optimizations, which our team at AdInvestor are right on top of, as being a Premier Partner member of Google. So we can learn that on your behalf and make sure your ads are running as quickly and, well, as efficiently as they should be. Eligibility. Now, there are a couple of requirements in order to get on local service ads. So the first one is your business registration, which is a mandatory. And for that, we need one of the 3 following documents. Either your VAT number, so if you're a limited VAT registered. If you're a limited company, we need your customer registration number with Companies House. And if neither of the above is available and you're a sole trader, we would need a recent incoming invoice. So either phone, internet, utility bill, gas, water, or electric. Secondly, licenses. Now, certain trades like electricians, gas engineers, so HVAC, rubbish removal, pest control, and garage door installation have certain license requirements. The rest, from appliance repair, carpet repair, roofers, window cleaners, there are no license requirements. And then finally, to ensure that you get your Google Guaranteed badge, you must have a copy of a public or general liability insurance certificate. And that documentation must state clearly the expiration date and the amount of coverage that you have. Again, anything else in terms of getting you set up, we will help you with. And we're going to move on to why you should work with us at AdInvestor. So going back to when Google Local Service Ads was first launched back in October, we were one of 2 agencies in the UK that were trusted with the pilot of this. So we've got all the knowledge that you need from an agency to be able to manage this. And we'll make sure you have fast track onboarding and account set up. And we estimate from the day you subscribe, we can have you live within 2 days. And we provide ongoing document management. So things like your public liability insurance, we make sure you keep that Google guaranteed status, because if it expires, you will drop off there. Insights into ranking and account performance through the Ad Investor dashboard. We will give you budget recommendations and platform training to make the most out of this service. And then you've also got a dedicated support team who you can contact with any questions instead of going to Google. And finally, we don't operate on any minimum contract. This works on a 30-day rolling subscription. And if at any point you decide, you know, this isn't for me, give us your 30 days notice, and no harm, no foul, we go our separate ways. You wouldn't be tied in for any length of time. Now, we know you're sort of time poor, and amongst, you know, doing the work and doing the accounts and making the teas, that you would really benefit from having an agency doing this for you on your behalf, so you can ultimately just concentrate on getting those jobs itself. And here, and like I said, don't just take our word for it. This is one of our clients that came on board Local Service Ads right at the beginning, Jamie from Pests of London. And again, just takeouts from this, he's getting the traffic that he wants, but more importantly, the leads are converting into jobs. And that's what you want. You want more jobs to grow your business and, you know, get the profits that you're after. Okay, so at this point, like I said, we're at the time, and I'm sure there are plenty of questions out there. So I'm going to pass it over to Renisha to see if we have had any questions come through.
Yeah, we've got quite a few questions coming over.
Oh, good.
That come through, and we will answer them accordingly. So we do have a question from Frank, who's asked that he is currently running Google Ads and which is better.
That's an excellent question, Frank. So Google Ads or local service ads? So like I mentioned before, you know, traditional Google Ads have their place, and they haven't particularly worked greatly for the trades. Just because, like you said, when you look at the cost per acquisition for a lead, the price is up there at £52, whereas local service ads is delivering this at a fraction of the cost. Local service ads also has greater visibility at the top of the page, and they've also got that Google guaranteed badge as well. So whereas traditional ads have their place and run on things like keywords and work really well for certain services or products or e-commerce, for the trades itself, I would suggest local service ads is something you have to be on.
Have it.
Well, that's the question, right?
We do have another question from Dominic, who has asked if can I advise for advertise for electrician and plumbing, as I do both, or would I have to pay twice if I wanted to do both?
So the answer to that question is quite simply yes, you can advertise for both without having to pay the £97 fee twice. What you would have to do is pay separately for each individual, a lead price for each individual trade you run. So for the electricians, it would be £14 per lead. And for the plumbing leads, they'd be charged at £16. But yes, you can run multiple, as we call them, verticals or trades on local service ads.
Yes, we also do have a question from Callum, who has asked how far out of my local area can I advertise? I cover the whole of the M25. I can definitely take that one because working with different industries and verticals, Google's completely flexible in terms of how far you can advertise. So if you could just give us a list of postcodes, or even just tell us, I want to target the whole of the M25 or even outside or specific areas, we'll do that on your behalf and make sure that that is covered. We'll also be sending you a screenshot of the map that we are targeting. It will be highlighted so that you can confirm that you're happy with the areas that you're serving for. Then we also do have a question from Michael. What happens if I get really busy or when I get into the Christmas period or I want to take a few weeks off? Will I still have to pay for calls when I can't do the work? That's a really good question. We're all about flexibility. So, and that's the great thing about local service ads, that you can turn it up or dial it down whenever you feel like, whether that's your budget or even turning it off during the Christmas period. If you do want to stop the leads that you receive, you can just let the success team know either a few weeks prior to, so then we can put that in place to dial it down for those periods. We do have another question from Lee, which is, are you taking part or all of the costs per call as well as the £97 a month? I can definitely take that one. That is a really good question, Lee. So the cost will be paid directly to Google Ads. So that is the lead price. We just act as a medium. We're not taking that cost, or we're not purchasing that lead. It goes literally from Google to yourself, and the £97 will be a separate fee, which will just be for us helping you get set up and also the ongoing management of your account. We have a question from Tony, which is, how many other companies do you share these leads and inquiries with?
Do you want to take that right now? I'll take that. So we don't share these leads amongst anybody. These are genuine leads from people who have gone onto Google and seen your advert. So it's not like they then contact you and then we pass that person on to somebody else. It is specifically, sorry, I've got something on my screen. Sorry, beg your pardon. So yeah, we don't pass the leads on to anyone else. It is someone calling you directly based on the strength of your advert and the reviews and the proximity to your location.
Nice. Then we do have a question from Mohammed, who's, am I guaranteed to be in the top 3 ads? That's a really good question. So to be in the top three positions, it does require a bit of involvement from yourself as well. So the 3 main factors, as Rab has mentioned, it's reviews and your responsiveness rate on the platform, but also your responsiveness rate on the number of leads that you receive. So how quick you answer the phone call, essentially. Those are the 3 main factors you need to keep in mind to be in the top 3 positions. And trust me, reviews go a long way. So we should be pushing that as much as possible. And us, part of the customer success team, are here to almost urge you to get those reviews, pick up the phone. If there's any discrepancies that we see, we'll definitely be flagging that to you.
Yeah, and I think just adding to Renisha's point there as well is, if you've been there doing your search sort of during this webinar and you haven't seen local service ads, then that lets you know that you're probably in a pocket of the country which hasn't had this up and running yet. So you've got the opportunity to be among the first. So if that's the case, I would jump on that as soon as you possibly can. And that would in effect guarantee you would be within the top 3.
Yep. We also have a question, which is, I don't have a Google My Business page. Can I set this up? Definitely, there's no worries if you do not have a Google My Business page. We'll be also setting this up as part of the process. It's included in the £97 per month, where we'll get your visibility on the Google Map listing as well. Mick has also mentioned if he has to pay for every call. That's a really good question. So you would not have to pay for every single call that you receive. Typically, the calls that you do get charged for last up to 30 seconds, last over 30 seconds, and that's Google's way of qualifying the leads to ensure that they are charging you for quality leads, essentially, rather than those that are either 5 seconds. Stephen has asked, won't this end up costing hundreds of pounds if I have to pay every time the phone rings? So similar to what I've just mentioned to Mick, you won't have to pay every single time the phone rings, because again, Google will qualify the leads by only charging you if it lasts over 30 seconds. It's their way of qualifying the number of leads that you receive. Donny has mentioned that £16 for fixing a leaky tap does not seem like a good value for money. How many of these calls come through?
Okay, I'll take that one, Ren. So, look, that's a very fair question, Donny, in terms of the price per lead. So, like with any lead generation, you never know what calls are going to come through. So, a leaky tap plumber, for what you probably charge for that, £16. Yeah, I can see that as a sort of, is there value for money there? But in terms of the lifetime value of a customer, and then doing a good job, and then them recommending your services to sort of the nearest and dearest, then you could find that it's probably the best £16 you may ever spend. They may then call you in to do a bigger job. The flip side of that, if it's a bathroom installation, which is what I'd probably consider a big ticket item, that's something that could come through as well. So yeah, there may be a few tire kickers or people looking for the cheapest price or even low cost jobs, but there is great value to being on local service ads.
All right, we have one last question from Ricky, who's asked, how do I know if a call has come from a local service ads? That's another really good question. So you'll know if it's come from a local service ads by, there's a whisper that normally happens before you actually speak to the customer on the phone, and it should almost say Google local service ads to let you know that it is a lead, incoming lead. I also recommend downloading the app if you were to join local service ads, because that will then send you a notification on your phone once you're being charged for that call. I hope all those questions are, although all those answers to these questions are super clear. And if there are any, feel free to just get in touch with us.
Yeah, excellent. So if after you've heard everything and that's local service ads is something you want to get on or you've got further questions about, then you've got 3 options. You can either booking a call by email at rab@adinvestor.co. Call me directly on my mobile, which is 07852 303 413, or you can self-subscribe yourself on our website at adinvestor.co/local leads. Now, just before we leave, I would encourage you guys to do your searches for your specific trades in your areas. And if you're looking for extra jobs, or you're new to an area, you want to build up a customer base, or you just feel like you want to grow your business out, and then local service ads can certainly help deliver on that, and at a fraction of the cost of what it costs to do pay-per-click. But yeah, thank you very much for attending. We hope you found this webinar informative. And if you do want to check us out, by all means, go to our website at adinvestor.co. And thank you and good night.